Nancy and her dad attend career day at a third grade classroom. I myself attended career day at a local middle school this year. I find it funny, 3 of the kids gave me their online handles so I could promote them to all my followers. That's not how career day works, middle schoolers.
Argo Funk Book Review, Argo Funk Book Review.
Jeremy Wright says he's going to be kidnapped soon. Nancy isn't sure to take him seriously or not, especially since he pairs this warning with the game of, you need to tell me the internet password or I won't say any more. The teacher is Nancy's friend, Kamla Chadi. Kamla calls the next day when Jeremy doesn't come to school. His grandfather Edwin claims Jeremy is sick with strep throat. Edwin's a villain. Not only does he go up against Nancy's dad in court, but he is racist against Kamla because she's from India. He hates Kamla a little extra because Kamla is friends with Jeremy's mom and they're fighting a custody battle. When it's revealed that Edwin lied about Jeremy's doctor, Nancy starts investigating. The kid next door says the kidnapper is Arnie, a TV repairman. She and Jeremy overheard Edwin conspiring with Arnie, which is how Jeremy knew he was going to be kidnapped. Nancy and George are caught trying to break into Edwin's house. Since he's an attorney, Edwin is pretty unflappable and makes plausible excuses for everything. Nancy contacts the police. She's paired with Sam Finelli, the cute detective who kissed her in the previous book. Nancy feels guilty about being with Sam again, but then she remembers Ned hasn't contacted her in 2 weeks. He's probably too busy with his cute blonde lab partner, Erica. Wow, so Nancy is using Ned was assigned a cute lab partner as an excuse to cheat on him? That's bad. Sam didn't get the memo that he's a major love interest, because he is pretty serious and angry in this book. He constantly argues with Nancy, he doesn't believe what she says, and pushes her out of the police station. Uncle Joe, at Uncle Joe's TV repair, identifies the kidnapper as Arnie Byers. Sam says Arnie is actually a career criminal named Jack Farmer. Legal records indicate that Edwin is his lawyer. Nancy tails Edwin all the way to a remote hotel. Edwin confesses he fake kidnapped Jeremy in order to win the custody battle. Only Arnie just double-crossed him by kidnapping Jeremy for real. Kamla becomes the police's top suspect when her bracelet is found in the kidnapper's room. She makes a threatening phone call, and she disappears. Nancy's smart enough to know that her good friend cannot be a kidnapper. Someone is framing Kamla. Nancy lies to get Arnie's legal file. It says Arnie has a female accomplice who always changes identities. That makes the mystery easy to solve, since there's only one female character who isn't Nancy's friend. That's right, it's Erica, Ned's cute lab partner. Just kidding. It's Shelley Lawson, Edwin's gorgeous law clerk. No way could Shelley afford those clothes if she wasn't doing criminal activities on the side. Sam tells Nancy that APBs were put out on Kamla and Arnie. He pulls Nancy close like he's going to kiss her, which is weird. He just told her, hey, I'm going to have your friend arrested. Why does he think this is going to lead to a makeout session? An officer interrupts the moment to say Arnie's dead body was found in a ditch. Again, the culprit is framing Kamla by using a knife from her apartment. Nancy learns that Arnie's female accomplice is from Shelley, Oklahoma. That means she must be Shelley in disguise. Criminals always name themselves after their hometowns, like Chattanooga Capone and Walla Walla Wilma. Nancy and George follow Shelley to a St. Patrick's Day dance. There is a bar at this dance. A man who's had too much to drink tries dancing with Nancy. Is this the first direct reference to alcohol that we've had in this series? George's ex-boyfriend Duke is at the dance. He has a drawl and wears a cowboy hat. I would really love to hear the story of George and Duke's 6-month relationship. Seriously, forget Sam. I want to learn about Duke. Nancy and George give chase when Shelley leaves the dance. They walk right into a trap. Shelley and her accomplices capture Nancy and George. They inject drugs into Nancy and George, which knock our heroes unconscious for a few hours. When Nancy wakes up, she's tied up with tape. She finds scissors and cuts herself free. One of Shelley's goons sees Nancy's escaped, but just in time, Nancy remembers she's a karate expert, and she easily beats him up. The culprits left behind vague notes consisting of a name and 2 numbers. Nancy correctly deciphers the notes. The culprits plan to kill Kamla with a freight train that goes across Brady's Crossing at 12:32 a.m. Unfortunately, the police can't help. They're too busy because of a bad storm tonight. Also, Nancy is forced to end her call to the police early because a drunk guy in a leprechaun costume won't stop yelling at her because her phone call's taking too long. The culprit stole Nancy's car battery just in case she managed to escape. Wow, those are some well-prepared culprits. They did not plan for Duke, though. Duke needs a ride home because he's been drinking. Nancy and George drive him home in exchange for borrowing his truck. As the cover shows, they arrive at the train tracks with seconds to spare. Nancy pushes Kamla's car off of the tracks by crashing into it from behind. This not only saves Kamla, but also Jeremy. Both of them were drugged inside the car. Based on other books in this series, I expected a second big action scene where Nancy captures the main culprit, Shelley. Not this time. The police arrested her when Nancy was asleep. Nancy returns Duke's truck. He's pretty good-natured about the fact that she destroyed his bumper. Seriously, I need to know this man's backstory. The end. Post-book follow-up. This book was really good. It almost felt like I was reading a book from a different series at times. It doesn't do the typical whodunit thing, where readers are challenged to guess which of the 4 suspects is guilty. For most of the book, we know exactly who the culprit is, and the challenge is either locating them or getting evidence against them. Things are kept fresh because twice the culprit is double-crossed, and the double-crosser becomes the new main suspect. The title and cover are extremely misleading. Nancy and Sam have no romance together, except maybe for a moment where it looked like they were going to kiss. Maybe. They agree that they don't like how the case is forcing them to work against each other, so they plan a dinner date on Saturday so they can relax. It's almost like Sam was not the police officer in the original draft, and someone rewrote the police scenes to include him. I think some scenes could have been tightened or combined, such as the scenes where Nancy makes multiple phone calls in a row to learn what happened. Granted, that is what people did before cell phones were common, but I think readers would rather see Nancy be involved with big developments, like Shelley being arrested, instead of learning about them on a phone call. There are also a few scenes with Jeremy's mother which I don't think work because she's too far removed from the story. She's in a completely different country. Overall, I'd recommend it as a change of pace for the series. It's more unique than the last kidnapping mystery, if only because George's tipsy boyfriend plays a minor role. I give Nancy Drew Files number 105, Stolen Affections, a 9 out of 10.